Hello everyone, and today I am here to discuss with you components of food. As we know, food is essential for our body because it gives us energy to do various activity. Every food is made up of different ingredients. Every food is made up of various ingredients, and and these ingredients are made up of different components. These components are known as nutrients. So in this video what we are discussing components of food, and every food is made up of different type of ingredients, and these ingredients are made up of different components, and these components are known as nutrients. In our food various type of nutrients are present. Nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, and vitamins are present in our food. So now we will discuss first of all about carbohydrates and fats. Carbohydrates and fats are known as energy giving foods. Why these are known as energy giving foods? Because they provide energy to do various activities. So question is why these are known as energy giving foods? So answer is these foods provide energy to do various activities. Now we will discuss about the examples of carbohydrates. Rice, wheat, potato are rich in rich sources of carbohydrates. You can say are rich in carbohydrates. And fat from we get fat from oil, butter, cream. So these are the sources which are rich in fats. So what we are discussing, that carbohydrates and fats are known as energy giving food. Why these are known as energy giving food? Because they provide energy to do various activities. Rice, wheat, potato are rich in carbohydrates, while oil, butter and cream are rich in fats. Now we will discuss about proteins. Proteins are known as body building foods. Body building food. And why these are known as bodybuilding food? Now the question rises, why these are known as bodybuilding food? Because they maintain growth, repair our body. That's why these are known as bodybuilding food. Proteins we get from pulses, milk, eggs, meat, etc. These are rich in proteins. So these are the sources from where we get the proteins in our diet. So next are, after the proteins, we are discussing about minerals and vitamins. Vitamins and minerals are known as protective food. Now again, why these are known as protective food? Because they protect our body from various diseases and keep our body healthy. That's why vitamins and minerals are known as protective food. Vegetables and fruits are examples of food which are rich in vitamins and minerals. So let's make a table. Food sources, energy giving food, next is body building food, and third one is protective food. Energy giving foods are carbohydrates, and fats are energy giving foods. Proteins are body building foods, and vitamins and minerals are protective foods. Along with these nutrients, we need dietary fibers and water also. These dietary fibers are also known as roughage. Roughage is one of the essential nutrient of our diet. Now, why we need roughage? Because roughage help us to remove waste material, or you can say waste products, from our body easily. From our body easily. That's why we must include dietary fibers in our diet. Next is water. As we know, water is an essential nutrient in our diet. Water keeps our skin, it keeps our skin smooth and healthy. And second function of water is it also helps to remove waste from our body. And third function of water is it maintains the temperature of our body. Water maintains temperature of our body. That's why we must include all the nutrients in our diet so that our body functions properly. So these are the food sources: carbohydrates and fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals, dietary fibers and water. Next, what we are discussing, testing of nutrients. How can we test whether which kind of nutrient is present in our food, whether carbohydrates are present, fats are present, or proteins are present in a given food? So first we will test starch. Test for starch. We can test starch by using iodine solution. As we know, starch is present in rice, maize, potato. So it can be tested with the help of iodine solution. Simply take a slice of potato. We will take a slice of potato. Let it is a slice of potato. Take a slice of potato. Pour a drop of iodine solution over it. We are dropping a iodine solution over the slice of potato, and it gives blue black color. It means starch is present. So in this way we can test the presence of starch in our food. If we pour iodine solution over a food and if it gives blue black color, it means that in that food starch is present. Second is test for fat. Fats gives oily mark on paper. So by simply keeping the food into the paper and rubbing it, we get oily mark, and this presence of oily mark indicates the presence of indicates the presence of fat in our food. If we rub the paper against the food and if we get oily mark, that will indicate presence of fat in our food. So next is test for proteins. We can test proteins in our food with the help of a solution of caustic soda and copper sulfate. First of all, we will prepare a solution of caustic soda and copper sulfate, and this is a sample of food. We don't know whether it contains starch, fat or proteins. We will just put a solution of caustic soda and copper sulfate into it. Put a drop of it. We will just add a drop of this solution, that is copper sulfate and caustic soda solution. Then it will convert into violet color. This presence of violet color indicate that in a given sample of food proteins are present. If it give violet color, then proteins are present in this sample. In this way we can test starch, fats and proteins in a given sample of food by using these chemicals. Next is deficiency of nutrients. As we discussed earlier in this video that every nutrient is essential for our body. So if there is lack of any one of the nutrient, then it will lead to deficiency. Eating food which lacks a particular nutrient over a period of time leads to deficiency of that nutrient and thus leads to thus leads to deficiency diseases. Like as I told you earlier, that every nutrient is essential for the growth and maintenance of our body, and if there is any deficiency in the nutrient, then it will leads to deficiency diseases. Like vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, iron, iodine. So these are the nutrients which we need in our diet. If there is a deficiency of vitamin A, then it will lead to a disease known as night blindness. If there is a deficiency of vitamin B, then it will lead to a disease beriberi. Vitamin C deficiency leads to a disease known as scurvy. Vitamin D, ricketts. Iron leads to deficiency of iron leads to a disease known as anemia, and iodine deficiency leads to goiter. And every disease have a particular type of symptoms. If there is a deficiency of vitamin A, it leads to a disease that is night blindness, and night blindness is indicated by poor vision or lack of vision. Due to beriberi, there are muscles get weaken, weak muscles. And due to deficiency of vitamin D, it leads to a disease known as scurvy. And due to scurvy, symptoms are, in case of night blindness, poor vision or lack of vision. In case of beriberi, weak muscles. And vitamin C deficiency leads to a lot of time for healing wounds. As we know, if we get our wound on our skin, then it will take time to get healed, and if there is a deficiency of vitamin C, then it will take more time to get healed. Vitamin D, due to the deficiency of vitamin D, it leads to disease ricketts, and symptoms of ricketts are weak bones, or bones get bent also. Due to anemia, it leads weakness in our body, and due to goiter, swollen neck. So these are the symptoms, and as we see, every disease have different symptoms, and the deficiency of particular type of nutrient leads to particular type of disease. So this is a deficiency of nutrient, so we must take every nutrient in our diet. So our next topic is balanced diet. So what do you mean by balanced diet? A diet that contains a diet that contains proper amount of all the nutrients for proper functioning of our body is called balanced diet. And if there are lack of any nutrient in the balanced diet, then it will lead to deficiency diseases. So we must take a balanced diet. Balanced diet is that which contain proper amount of all the nutrient, so that our body work properly. Now what is the significance of balanced diet? Balanced diet vary from person to person. It depends on gender, whether male or female. It depends upon work of a person, work done by a person. And balanced diet also depend on age. So depending upon the age, gender and work done by a person, balanced diet vary from person to person. So this is what we have discussed in this video. That is, we have discussed the various components of food, that are carbohydrate, proteins, fat, vitamins and minerals. As I have made the summary for you here: food sources, energy giving foods, bodybuilding foods and protective foods. Energy giving foods are carbohydrates and fat, bodybuilding foods are proteins, and protective foods are vitamins and minerals. Next, I have made a table for you, that are testing of nutrients. We can test presence of starch by using iodine solution. It will give blue black color, then it indicates starch is present in that sample. Fat, it give oily mark. If it giving oily mark, then it means that fat is present in that sample. Similarly, for proteins, we need a solution of caustic soda and copper sulfate. If it gives violet color, it indicates presence of proteins in that sample of food. And last, we have discussed deficiency of nutrient. If there is a deficiency of nutrients, then it will lead to a particular disease, and every particular disease have a particular symptoms. Next is balanced diet. In order to prevent our body from any kind of these diseases, we must take balanced diet. So what is balanced diet? A diet that contains all the nutrients which are and all the nutrients in proper amount, so that our body work properly. And what is the significance? That it depends on the gender, whether it is male or female, work done by a person and the age. So these are the components of food, and which we have discussed in this video. Thank you everyone.